It's the drink that took the world by storm. A sweet, chewy, and refreshing treat. Boba tea, also known as bubble tea. From Taiwan to the United States, from China to Europe, millions indulge in this colorful, Instagram-worthy sensation every single day. And look, I get it, those little balls of tapioca are delightful. They're like edible stress balls, but instead of relieving tension, they just provide a delightful little pop of satisfaction with every sip. But what if I told you that not all boba is what it seems? That in some parts of the world your favorite chewy pearls might not be made of tapioca at all, but something far more sinister? Something that, frankly, you wouldn't want anywhere near your mouth, let alone your digestive system. Buckle up, folks, because things are about to get dark. And by dark, I mean potentially filled with industrial-grade polymers. Our story begins, as many disturbing food stories do, in China. In 2015, authorities in Qingdao, China, made a shocking discovery. Boba pearls, those chewy balls at the bottom of your drink, were being manufactured using synthetic materials, not tapioca, not natural starch, but industrial compounds like rubber and plastic, the same materials used to make shoe soles and old tires. Now you might be thinking, John, how is that even possible? Don't those factories have like basic food safety standards? And to that I say, you clearly haven't been paying attention to the global food supply chain for the last, well, ever. The truth is, these unscrupulous manufacturers weren't interested in your health or well-being, they were interested in profit. And what's cheaper than using actual food-grade ingredients? You guessed it, using industrial byproducts that were probably just lying around gathering dust. The scandal rocked China. Newspapers ran headlines like, "Are you drinking plastic tea?" People were horrified. And rightfully so. I mean, imagine biting into what you think is a delightful tapioca pearl, only to discover it has the texture and taste of a flip-flop. It's enough to put you off boba for life. Or at least until the next Instagrammable food trend comes along. But here's the thing, this wasn't just a one-off incident. Similar cases of fake boba have been reported in other parts of Asia and even in some parts of the United States. That's right, America, we're not immune to the allure of cheap, potentially tire-flavored boba. Now, if the thought of chewing on a discarded tire disguised as a boba pearl wasn't enough to put you off your lunch, let's talk about what happens when those fake pearls reach their final destination, your digestive system. It's a journey that's far from pleasant and can lead to some serious health issues. Because, spoiler alert, it's not pretty. The consequences can be quite severe and alarming. In 2019, a 14-year-old girl in China was rushed to the hospital with severe stomach pain and constipation. Her condition was so critical that immediate medical attention was necessary. She'd been experiencing discomfort for days, but it had gotten progressively worse. The pain was unbearable and her family was deeply concerned. Doctors performed an X-ray and what they found was alarming. Over 100 undigested boba pearls stuck in her digestive tract, forming a dangerous blockage. This was a medical emergency that required swift action. Now, before you ask, yes, she had consumed an impressive amount of boba tea in a short period of time. It was a habit that had quickly spiraled out of control. But that's not the point. The real issue lies in the nature of the pearls she consumed. The point is, these weren't your average run-of-the-mill tapioca pearls. They were something far more sinister. These were the counterfeit kind, the kind made with synthetic materials that your body is simply not equipped to break down. They are designed to look like the real thing, but are far from it. The girl had to undergo emergency surgery to remove the blockage. It was a complex procedure that required skilled surgeons. Thankfully, she made a full recovery. Her ordeal, however, was a wake-up call for many. But her story serves as a stark reminder of the very real dangers of consuming fake boba. It's a cautionary tale that should not be ignored. And it's not just about blockages. The risks extend beyond immediate physical discomfort. Those industrial compounds found in counterfeit boba pearls? They are not meant for human consumption and can be extremely harmful. They can wreak havoc on your insides. We're talking about potential liver and kidney damage, hormonal disruptions, and an increased risk of developing certain types of cancer. We're talking about potential liver and kidney damage, hormonal disruptions, and an increased risk of developing certain types of cancer. These are serious health concerns that should not be taken lightly. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure that's not what they mean by drinking your vitamins. It's a stark contrast to what we consider healthy. But the health risks don't stop there. There are other factors to consider. Even if you're lucky enough to avoid the fake boba, there's another danger lurking in your cup: the sheer amount of sugar in most boba tea recipes. This can lead to a host of other health issues, including diabetes and obesity. Chapter 3. The Hidden Toxins. So, we've established that consuming fake boba is about as good for you as licking an exhaust pipe. The artificial ingredients and additives can be quite harmful. But even if you manage to find a boba tea shop that uses real tapioca pearls, you're not entirely in the clear. There are still other factors to consider because, as it turns out, even genuine boba can harbor some unpleasant surprises. These surprises can be hidden deep within the seemingly innocent pearls. A study conducted in Germany uncovered another disturbing fact. Certain samples of boba pearls, even those made with real tapioca, contain traces of styrene, acetophenone, and other cancer-causing chemicals. These chemicals are not something you want in your body. These chemicals are often used in the manufacturing process of food packaging and can leach into the food itself. This contamination can happen without any visible signs. Now, before you swear off boba forever and retreat to a life of drinking only distilled water in a lead-lined bunker, let me be clear. The levels of these chemicals found in the study were relatively low. They are not immediately life-threatening. But that doesn't mean we should just shrug our shoulders and say, well, that's just the price we pay for deliciousness. We need to be more cautious. The presence of these chemicals, even in small amounts, is a cause for concern. It's something that should not be ignored. Especially when you consider that many boba tea enthusiasts, myself included, are prone to consuming multiple cups a week. This frequent consumption can add up. It's like the old saying goes, the dose makes the poison. Even small amounts can be harmful over time. Or, in this case, the boba makes the... Well, you get the idea. The more you consume, the higher the risk. The problem is these chemicals can accumulate in your body over time, potentially increasing your risk of developing certain health problems down the line. This accumulation is a silent threat, and that's not exactly the kind of long-term investment I'm looking for in my beverage choices. We need to be mindful of what we consume. So, what's a boba lover to do? How can we enjoy our favorite drink without the worry? Well, for starters, don't panic. There are ways to mitigate these risks. Just because there are potential risks doesn't mean you have to give up your favorite drink entirely. Moderation is key, but it does mean being informed and making conscious choices about where you get your boba fix. Choose shops that prioritize quality and safety. Chapter 4. The Sugar Overload. Now let's move on to another unwelcome guest at the boba party, sugar. Oh sugar, you sweet, sweet temptress. You make everything taste better, but at what cost? See, even if you manage to avoid the fake boba and the chemical-laden pearls, there's still the issue of the sugar content in most boba tea drinks. We're talking about a sugar rush of epic proportions, the kind that could make a hummingbird's heart explode. A typical large boba tea can contain upwards of 50 grams of sugar. That's more than twice the recommended daily intake for adults. And let's be honest, who's stopping at just one large boba? Certainly not me. Now, I'm not here to be the fun police. I understand that a little indulgence is good for the soul, but when your little indulgence is basically a liquid sugar bomb disguised as a refreshing beverage, it's time to pump the brakes. Consuming excessive amounts of sugar can lead to a whole host of health problems, including weight gain, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even an increased risk of certain cancers. And let's not forget about the dreaded sugar crash. You know what I'm talking about, that feeling of lethargy, irritability, and an overwhelming desire to crawl under your desk and take a nap. So, while boba tea might seem like a harmless treat, it's important to remember that it's essentially a dessert in disguise. And just like any dessert, it should be enjoyed in moderation. Chapter 5. How to Protect Yourself. So after that whirlwind tour of the potential dangers lurking in your boba tea, you might be feeling a little hesitant about your next sip. But fear not, my fellow boba enthusiasts, it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to enjoy your favorite drink while minimizing the risks. First and foremost, ask questions. Don't be afraid to inquire about the ingredients used in your boba tea. Ask if the boba pearls are made with real tapioca, or if they use any artificial sweeteners or flavors. A reputable boba tea shop should be transparent about their ingredients, and happy to answer your questions. Another tip, pay attention to the texture and taste of your boba pearls. If they seem unusually chewy, rubbery, or have a chemical taste, it's best to err on the side of caution and avoid them. And when it comes to sugar, don't be afraid to customize your drink. Most boba tea shops offer a variety of sweetness levels, so you can choose an option that suits your taste and dietary needs. You can also ask for less syrup or opt for unsweetened tea altogether. If you're feeling really adventurous, you can even try making your own boba tea at home. That way, you have complete control over the ingredients and can ensure that your drink is both delicious and safe. Ultimately, it's all about being informed and making conscious choices. Don't let the fear of the unknown ruin your enjoyment of boba tea. Just be a savvy consumer, ask questions, and enjoy your drink responsibly. Remember, knowledge is power, and with the right information, you can make the best choices for your health and happiness. Boba tea doesn't have to be dangerous, but knowing the risks makes all the difference. Enjoy it responsibly, and always ask, what's really in my drink? Because at the end of the day, we all deserve a boba tea that's as delightful as it is safe to consume. Stay informed, stay safe,